Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Being Well, a show that strives to create consciousness and awareness in the world and aims to make a positive and meaningful contribution to humanity. I am Anjali and I'll be your host. Today at Being Well, we have a wide range of health-related programs for you. Firstly, we have Julie Schiffman, an EFT practitioner who's going to teach us how to get relief from knee pain through tapping. Then Alia from Cooking with Alia, along with her friend Kurt from Turkey, is going to show us how to make some healthy stuffed eggplants. Later, we have Doni, who's going to show us the fun side of yoga and exercise. And lastly, we have a small video by Wellcome Trust maximizing on the health benefits of genetics. So let's start our journey. In this present era, we hear immense number of people suffering from knee pain, and this is usually due to wear and tear, overuse, or an injury occurred to the leg. At first, we don't really care about it, but later on, a situation comes when people think that they can no longer walk with those legs. So to avoid all these situations, we have Julie Schiffman, an EFT practitioner, who's going to show us a couple of tappings for knee pain. Take a look.
Hi, this is Julie Schiffman, and today we're going to tap for knee pain. I have had so many requests from clients to make a video specifically on this subject, and finally I decided to do it because so many people suffer with knee pain. Most knee pain symptoms develop because of wear and tear, overuse, or perhaps an injury occurred. You probably don't pay much attention on a day-to-day basis, but think about how often you have to use your knees. Did you know that the knee is the largest joint in the body? And although it can withstand a great deal with walking, running, exercise, bending, sitting, and standing, it can be stressed and strained, which makes it very difficult to move around freely, especially when it's inflamed. We're going to do a couple different tapping rounds on knee pain here. As always in my tapping videos, I not only address the physical pain, but the possible underlying emotional component to the pain. Because we do know that you cannot possibly separate the emotional component from the physical component, as it's all connected. In other words, you cannot have an emotion about something without feeling it physically someplace in your body, and you can't have a physical sensation in your body, pain or otherwise, without having some emotion about it. For example, if you have knee pain, you might feel frustrated or angry that you have this pain, or because there are things you can't do because of this pain. So instead of being in pain, here is an opportunity for you to tap to release and let it go. This first round is going to be for the pain itself, and the next round will address the possible underlying emotions which could possibly contribute to the pain. As always, please take responsibility for your own emotional and physical well-being. These tapping sequences are just meant to educate you about tapping and to give you ideas about what might be behind the pain. The statements are very general, but feel free to change the wording to suit your needs. You can obviously try tapping on your own, but remember to reach out and ask for help from an EFT practitioner if you need it. So let's get started. Tune into the knee pain. Which side is it? Your left knee or your right knee? For now, don't think about how it happened. Just think about the pain. Does it always hurt? Or just when you walk or when you move? Is it a sharp stabbing pain, or does it just ache a little bit? How big is it in diameter? Is it the whole knee or just one spot? On the scale of 0 to 10, how intense is this pain for you? 10 being the worst and 0 being none. Insert your own words if needed, and let's start tapping. And tap on the karate chop point and say, even though I have this knee pain, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Even though I have this knee pain and I am so frustrated about it, I love, accept, and forgive myself anyway. Even though I have this knee pain in my left knee or my right knee, I accept and honor how I feel about this. Even though it's hard for me to accept this knee pain, because it's hard for me to do everyday ordinary things, like walking, I accept myself, and I am ready and willing to let this go. And we're going to tap through the points. This knee pain on the left side or the right side, this knee pain, this stabbing pain in my left knee. It hurts when I stand. It hurts when I bend. It hurts when I walk. I am so frustrated with this pain. I'm really tired of it affecting everyday things I do. This left knee pain. I've tried doing all sorts of different things to make it better, but the pain always comes back. Why does it have to be this? I can barely walk at times. I have too much to do to deal with this pain. All this pain in my knee, this pain in my left knee. Let it go. Let it go. I'm setting the intention to be free of pain. Giving my body complete permission to release the pain and let it go. Well, if only that were that simple. Maybe it is. Maybe I've been so caught up in the pain, I didn't realize that my body just needed permission to let it go. Thank you, body. I love you, body. Thank you, knees. I love you, knees. My body is listening to me right now. I am releasing and letting go. My knees feel light, free, and clear. My knees have free mobility to move forward with grace and ease. Peace. Take a big deep breath in and let it out. Check in with your knees again and see how they feel. Move around a little bit and see if the intensity has come down some. Any thoughts or feelings that came up for you? If so, please go back and tap again. Tap on your negative thoughts before including the positive affirmations. You want to be sure that you neutralize the negative emotions first. We're going to do one more round of tapping for any trauma that might have occurred to your knees. Knee problems are often caused by an injury. There may be causes such as a job-related injury, a sports injury, recreational activities, or perhaps having symptoms of a disease such as osteoporosis or arthritis. So you are probably aware of what happened or the cause of the knee pain. Is it one of those reasons I just mentioned? If there is no real reason for the pain, like you just started having knee pain one day, you might want to explore some of the emotions which can be contributing to the pain. Oftentimes, people with knee pain have something in common. They're having difficulty moving forward in their life. Could be in a relationship or in their career, or just feeling like they're stuck someplace and can't move forward. Another common theme is having difficulty being flexible in your life. Whatever the underlying issue is, oftentimes when people have the same thought pattern over and over and over again, this stress begins to show up in the body. Now, this might not ring true for you, but just something to think about, and be sure to tap on it if it does resonate with you. Now we're going to do another round for trauma to the knee. I want you to think about what was happening when the knee pain began, assuming it was an injury of some sort. You might want to write down all the aspects of the trauma to the knee. So if you were playing football and someone tackled you, go back to that memory of being tackled and how you felt about it. Scared, angry, traumatized, shocked, humiliated. Write it down if you need to. Sometimes that really helps you to define what it is you need to tap on. If you're an athlete and have to do a great deal of exercise and wear and tear has taken its toll, then think about that and write down all your feelings about it, like frustration or anger, self-judgment or self-criticism. If problems with your knee stem from an accident, think about those emotions. Write them down, and then you can start tapping on that. So let's start tapping on the karate chop point. Again, change the words if you need to. Even though my knee has suffered all this trauma, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though my knee went through that trauma in that situation, I love, accept, and honor how I feel about it. Even though my knee is really inflamed and it really hurts since that trauma, I accept myself and I'm open to letting go. And we'll tap through the points. My knee went through all that trauma. My knee went through all that trauma. And now it feels somewhat damaged. It's so inflamed. It hurts when I walk. It hurts when I stand up or sit down. All that trauma in my knee from that experience. That time I had trauma to my knee, my right knee or my left knee. I'm holding on to all this trauma in all of my cells in my knee. I'm holding on to this trauma, this fear or this anger in my knee. I remember that moment of impact, or when I first felt the pain. That uh-oh feeling. If it was minor, I might have ignored it for a while, and now it's worse. If it was major, it was that moment of panic or terror. My injured knee. Anger in my knee. Fear in my knee. Shock in my knee. I'm letting it all go. Forgiving the circumstances which led to the trauma. It was an accident. But if only I did it better or saw that it was coming. If only I could change that moment. But I can't. All I can do is accept it. I can heal from it. And I can move on. I don't know why this happened to me. To my knee. But I'm ready and willing to release it and let it go. Sending love to my knee. Really focusing on my knee. Visualizing a beautiful, bright, white healing light infusing my knee. All the cells in my knee are listening as I tap. All the cells in my knee are beginning to regenerate as I release the trauma to my knee. All the cells in my knee are beginning to regenerate and restore as I release all the negativity about my knee and this injury. I forgive myself for anything I might have done to contribute to this injury. I forgive anyone else who might have contributed to this injury. I am letting go once and for all releasing the pain and trauma from my knee, once and for all. Peace. And once again, take a big deep breath in and let it out. Tune into your knee once more and see how that feels. It is totally normal if you were to feel some pain or movement in your knee while you were tapping. This is actually really good because it means that things are moving and you may be on your way to healing. Remember, it is critical to address any emotions about the trauma, and you might just see some really big improvements. If you're still feeling some pain, don't stop here. Keep tapping along with the script or use your own words. The key is to keep addressing it, be as specific as possible, so you can finally let go. Keep tapping.
So that's it. Do some tappings and get rid of all your day-to-day pains. Stay tuned, we'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. Stuffed eggplants are considered a complete meal. It is full of nutrients, vitamins, and proteins. So here comes Alia along with her friend Kurt, who's going to show us how to make some healthy, perfect stuffed eggplants. Take a look.
Hi, this is Alia and welcome back to Cooking with Alia International Edition. And today I have one of my great friends here with me, Kurt.
Hello, hi everyone.
Kurt, what's your full name?
That's a tough one. It's Kurtuluş Cumhur Korkmaz.
Isn't that cute? I can't say the whole thing,
Yeah.
but his first name is Kurtuluş. He's so cute.
Yeah, it is. It means salvation in Turkish.
Salvation?
Liberation, independence.
Wow,
Something like that.
I didn't even know that.
I go by the name Kurt here. Yeah.
So we can call him Kurt or Kurtuluş. So where are you from?
I'm from Turkey.
He's from Turkey. Delicious food.
Delicious food. I'm going to cook one of that for you now.
Desserts.
It is, definitely.
And I'm so lucky that Kurt is my neighbor. Yes, and he feeds me very often. I think you're the only one who feeds me actually.
You feed me as well.
No, but like, you know, people get scared when they invite me. They don't want to cook for me. I'm like, dude, I really want you to cook for me. I'll eat anything. Why don't you make it for us? Look at these things.
I'm going to cook for you a dish called karnıyarık. It's a Turkish dish.
Karnıyarık.
Karnıyarık. It literally means split belly.
Split belly?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we eat it and our belly splits?
No, we're not gonna. We're gonna use aubergines for that one. We're gonna carve it out, hence the name split belly.
So we split the eggplants?
Yeah, just carve it out. Like with a surgical incision here.
Surgical incision, medical expertise required.
Exactly. We're just gonna carve it out and then fill it in with our fillings that we have.
Ooh, yum! This sounds amazing.
Perfect.
Is it easy?
It's a super easy dish, about like 40 minutes, I guess.
40 minutes. Okay, are you ready? Because we're ready. Let's start.
Let's start. Okay, Alia, the first thing that we have to do is chop the onions.
Okay, that's easy. I'll watch you chop the onions.
Exactly. Okay, Alia, after chopping the onions, we need to peel the tomatoes.
Okay, he's going to peel the tomatoes. I watch. So you just cube them basically, right?
I just cube them. Before start cooking our dish, Alia, we have to peel the aubergines in stripes.
Okay.
And then put them in salty water so they lose this bitterness.
Yeah, we do the same in Morocco.
Perfect.
Cool.
So I start doing that now. I'm just chopping off this rough edges like this. No, really roughly. Like that.
Okay.
So you have this bit. And then what I generally do is, like peel them in stripes. Just like this.
So you have one stripe inside green and one stripe is
one
the
stripe
skin.
like that,
One stripe is the skin.
Exactly, and then one stripe, and I continue doing that. Maybe I need like 2-3 more.
Okay. So here's your big bowl of water.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I didn't put. You want to put salt on it, right?
Yeah, I put salt on it.
How much?
Just like 2 of those will be just enough, I guess. And then it's perfect. And then I use my aubergine to just mix the salt water a little bit, so it dissolves in the water.
Okay.
And then I just leave it there.
And
That's it.
so we'll leave it here, then prepare the rest of the ingredients. And you're saying this will help remove the bitterness of the
aubergine.
Aubergine or
They will stay there for 20 minutes.
I forgot the English name.
Eggplant.
Eggplant, yes.
Voila.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's do the rest.
All right.
See you later.
as a next step, we need to carve out the aubergines. I'm gonna just put it here, you know, like it's balanced. So I'm gonna carve it out this way.
That's the belly cutting part.
Belly cut. This is the incision. This is the medical part. So I carve it out like that, like a nice incision here, and then I do the same.
I'm going
here.
to go far from this. That knife looks really sharp.
That is very sharp. And then I carve it out like that.
That's nice.
So you have a little sort of like a boat here.
Yeah, it looks like a boat.
So I carve it out a little bit more. You can even use spoon to do this.
You want a spoon?
Yeah, it will be easier if you use a spoon. Just to carve this thing out. So I have a perfectly carved aubergine.
Okay, cool.
And now we work on the meat. I'm adding a little bit olive oil,
Yum.
just cumin.
Okay. You want me to add paprika?
Yeah, perfect.
Is that good?
That's perfect. Pepper,
Salt.
salt, yeah, that will be enough. And then I'm just gonna mash it a little bit.
So we let the meat sit here and we prepare the...
Aubergines.
So we fry them, right?
We fry them on a little bit olive oil.
Okay, let's watch that.
All right. I'm just drizzling a little bit of olive oil, like this much. And when the oil is hot, we put the aubergines in the oil, like this. And then I put the lid on top. It doesn't mess around. And then I open it, I cook it for 2-3 minutes on one side, and then I turn them around to the other side.
And you cover and you cook it for another 2 minutes?
Another 2 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put them on the side and put them in the baking pan. I'm removing them from the frying pan. And then let's cook the rest of the ingredients. I'm putting a little bit olive oil, just a bit. And then I'm adding the onions. It's already hot, the pan. So I will stir this for a while. After a few minutes of cooking the onion, I'm adding the meat now into the mix. And then stir it. When we see the meat is cooked, we're adding the tomatoes on top. There we go. And then I think I'll add another pinch of salt on top of tomatoes. And just a bit of paprika. I like it spicy. And then keep stirring. So we cook this another 2 or 3 minutes. Here comes the best part.
Wow, now we have all the ingredients ready.
And then we're just filling in. So you're stuffing it like that.
Wow, I get my own spoon.
Yeah, please help me with that. And then you don't stuff it too much. Then
What?
it just, when you cook it, you know, I know you're like,
What
the
does
more
it mean
ingredients,
not
the better.
stuffing it too much?
Yeah. Then it can lose, you know, like when you cook it, it just goes outside of the aubergine. When it's,
Oh, so look what he's doing. He's actually putting some of the meat sauce in there.
I'm just putting the meat sauce
Oh, I want meat sauce.
in. Just, you know, like, it gives more flavor to that.
Mmm.
Yeah.
Yum.
We're adding the tomato sauce on the sides.
In between the
In
eggplants.
between the eggplants, exactly. If you have tomato paste, that's fine as well. You can mix it with water. That will do the same effect. All right, I think that's
Yum.
enough.
And now we can finish with the meat.
Yeah, so nothing gets wasted. If you have peppers, you can add peppers on top just to decorate
The
it.
green pepper.
Yeah, green peppers, fried tomatoes. I'm gonna add just tomatoes. Here we go.
On top of each
Yeah.
eggplant.
Yeah, just like, you know, 2 maybe.
Two.
Yeah.
Yum! Look at this. Now we take it to the oven.
And then we cook it for 25 minutes at 180 degrees.
25 minutes, 180 degrees Celsius degrees, which is 360 Fahrenheit degrees.
And we take it off the oven. I'm gonna add
Look
a bit
at
decoration.
this.
Yeah, it's
Smells
amazing.
amazing.
So I'm just gonna.
Ooh, more decoration.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to serve it, right?
Yeah.
Mmm. I am going to taste it right now. Wow, you get the nice texture of the aubergine, the meat, the tomatoes. No. Oh my god,
It's nice.
so good.
Bon appetit.
It's really good. Wow. you feel the texture of the grilling
Yeah.
flavor of the eggplants, and then you have the sweet tomato sauce with a little bit of acidity from the tomatoes, and then of course all the spices from the meat. Oh yum, this is so good.
Bon appetit.
How do you say bon appetit in Turkish?
Afiyet olsun.
Afiyet olsun.
Afiyet olsun.
Afiyet olsun. Yum.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
That definitely looks delicious. Take some time and make this wonderful dish. Now let's have a short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Yoga is not just poses. Yoga teaches us to cure what need not be endured and endure what cannot be cured. And today we have Doni with us to show us some yoga for splits and stretches. Take a look.
Hi, this is Donnie and I'm here with Karina today, and we're gonna break down a little stretch video to help you get your splits. You don't necessarily have to be flexible to follow along with this video. I have Karina here and she's gonna do the beginner modifications of what I'm gonna do. So follow along a few times a week and favorite this video if you feel the stretch. All right, so our first position is gonna be in a pike position facing this way. And go ahead and measure your flexibility by reaching your hands all the way past your toes or as far down as you can go. And if you have a partner with you, they can assist you as well. And if not, you can do this against the wall for a deeper stretch. So I have Karina, that's gonna pull me forward. So I'm getting a stretch all the way through my hamstrings down through my back. And then I'm gonna pull her in the opposite direction to get the same effect. And if you're doing this right, like I said, this shouldn't just benefit your hamstrings, it should go all the way up through your spine. All right, and for our second stretch, we're gonna do the half split. So what you're gonna do is extend your right foot forward and then your back leg bent, and then we're gonna go ahead and reach to the side and then take it forward to target two different muscles in our hamstring, starting with the outside and then into the under hamstring. So take your left arm and reach all the way over until you're getting close to your toe. You should feel a deep stretch in your hamstring and also underneath your armpit. And then go ahead and take it forward. It's okay if you can't go all the way down, but go as close to your leg as you can. Then we're gonna go to the side again. So reach all the way over past your toe. Feel that deep stretch. And then we're facing our knee again. And then we're gonna do one more of those. So over to the side. And then put your stomach on your leg again. And just sit there for about 5 seconds or so. And now we're gonna put our chest towards the center. So this is probably gonna be a deeper stretch for most of you. So put your elbows all the way down to the ground. And if you're feeling a little bit ambitious, put it even further down. And reach as far forward as you can. And hold it for about 5 seconds. And then we're gonna elbow our way back up to the top. And we're gonna take what's gonna stretch in your quadricep a little bit. So go back. And if you can't go all the way down flat on your back, just stay here on your elbows. And I'm gonna do a little bit more of an advanced version and go further down for a further stretch like this. Just follow along with Karina if you're feeling like this is too much of a stretch. Now I'm gonna go back to my elbows. You should feel this in your hip flexor as well. So by stretching all these muscles in our hips and our quadricep area, it's gonna help increase our flexibility in our hamstrings as well. Now I'm gonna walk all the way back up and go forward one more time. And just hold it there for 5 seconds. And then we're gonna walk back, go down on our elbows again. And just like before, stay on your elbows, and if you're feeling like you want a little bit more of a stretch, then go all the way flat on your back. And I'm gonna walk up and do the left side now. Which, it's okay if this one's a little bit less flexible. It is for most people, so you might feel a little bit more of a stretch. So we're gonna go all the way over to the side again and reach towards your toes. And again, you should feel it all the way through your armpit and down the side of your body. And then we're gonna put our chest on our knees again. And go again to the side. And then again back down to our knee. And one more time. All the way over to the side. Reach past your toes. And face down on your knee again. All right, now we're gonna do our stretch where we're gonna go forward down onto the ground. Just go as far as you can. Don't push it too much if it's hurting. And you should feel this in your inner thigh as well. Then hold it for a few more seconds. And then walk your way back up and go all the way back around. And either go on your elbows, or if you want more of a stretch again, go all the way down. And hold it there for about 5 seconds. And I'm gonna walk back up and go forward again. And reach with your fingers all the way forward if you want a deeper stretch. And walk back up. And elbows towards the ground again. Or your back. And now I'm gonna walk back up my last time.
Do some yoga every day and find peace in your life. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a short break. In this next segment, Wellcome Trust supports the researchers to understand how genomes function in health and disease and works to ensure that this knowledge generates new health innovations for all. Watch this special video and know more about genes and genetics. Take a look.
My primary role is an oncologist or a doctor. At a very early stage, I became interested in research, and part of that was the increasing realization that when I saw patients in the clinic and we were discussing treatment for advanced cancer, particularly chemotherapy, what became obvious very quickly was that most patients didn't respond. This is the cell line screening facility.
History is a bit like science. The more you look at it, the more complicated it gets. But I guess there are some key landmark dates that stand out. 1953, when Crick and Watson published The Structure of DNA. 2003, when the first complete human genome is published. But if you go back before 1953, there's an enormous amount of work that tells Crick and Watson that DNA is the thing to be looked at. You might go back as far as the 1860s to the work of Gregor Mendel on inheritance in plants. You might look at the early 1900s with the identification of DNA, the identification of that as the carrier of hereditary information.
A cancer cell line, once upon a time, was a cancer in a human being. And that cancer had some cells taken out of it, and those cells have been enabled to grow in a plastic flask just like the ones in this cabinet, and they will grow indefinitely. You can take, as we have done, over 1,000 of these cancer cell lines, which covers all of the major tissue types that you would see in a clinic, and you can screen those 1,000 cell lines with a large number of cancer drugs. And so in essence, the cell line screen is an attempt to take 1,000 cell lines and to screen them with hundreds of drugs over about 5 years, and knowing the mutations that are present within each cell line to essentially match those mutations to a drug effect. And really, to answer a very simple question, can a knowledge of mutations guide you as to what the right treatment should be in a patient. That is the fundamental goal of this project.
For me, there's one thing which brings the work on genetics and genomics close to what we do in libraries. It relies on the management of huge amounts of data. What you can see behind me is digitization in action, taking records from our collections, turning them into images so that we can put them online. For us, making the archives of genetics available is as important as making the human genome available was in the 1990s and early 2000s. For us, it's not enough just that records are preserved, they have to be accessible so they can be used.
All of what we do within this project is to be made available to the public as a whole, so that any clinician or researcher can go to the website and looking at either drugs or genes can actually ask which gene matches best to which drug with respect to sensitivity. And our expectation and hope is that this will drive a new generation of clinical trials. Clinical trials based very much around sequencing cancers, identifying mutations, and then using that information to define which treatment a patient should get.
In a way, it's quite hard to separate out genetics and genomics from many other areas of trust research, from the other challenges that we face, because of course they impact on our understanding of infectious disease, on chronic disease, on connecting the environment, nutrition and health, and on understanding the brain. But I think there is something particular about genetics, understanding the makeup of our genetic code. That gives it huge potential to impact on these other areas. And for that reason, I think bringing together a range of individuals, a range of perspectives, a range of inputs into thinking through how we might tackle this in future is hugely beneficial for us.
On a weekly basis, what is hammered home to me is how imperfect our knowledge is at present. And it certainly drives home to me how important this type of endeavour could be in treating patients more effectively and moving a little bit closer to this concept of personalised cancer medicine. And I look forward to the day whenever I stop treating cancer patients as if they're all the same and begin dividing patients into groups which are going to be treated more effectively.
So now you know the benefits of genes and genetics, and such benefits will only be realized if they have full support of the public. And with that, we have come to the end of today's episode. Hope you had a wonderful time. Remember, follow your bliss, live your passion. Goodbye and be well.